The candlelight flickered across the elegant restaurant as Connor Blake checked his watch for the third time. His business partner had insisted he try this blind date app, promising it would help him meet someone genuine. At 36, Connor had built a software empire worth billions. But dating had become a minefield of people interested in his money rather than him. His date, Vanessa, sat across from him, looking stunning in a red dress. She had been charming all evening, laughing at his jokes, asking interested questions about his work. Everything seemed perfect. Then the waitress appeared to take their dessert order. She was blonde, with her hair pulled back in a neat bun, wearing the restaurant's standard uniform. Connor barely glanced at her as he ordered tiramisu, but as she leaned forward to collect the menus, she slipped a folded napkin beside his wine glass. Connor looked up, confused. The waitress met his eyes briefly, her expression urgent but professional, then moved away to the next table. Vanessa was checking her phone, giving him a moment. Connor unfolded the napkin under the table, in hasty handwriting. "She's not who you think. Please read carefully." Connor's heart began to race. He looked across the restaurant and found the waitress watching him. She gave the slightest nod toward the napkin, then disappeared into the kitchen. "Everything okay?" Vanessa asked, looking up from her phone with that perfect smile. "Fine," Connor said, his mind racing. Just checking a work message, he excused himself to the restroom, taking the napkin with him. Once alone, he examined it more carefully. On the back was a phone number in 3 words. "Call me, please." Connor stood in the bathroom, staring at the note. This could be anything: a jealous ex, a stalker, someone with their own agenda. But something about the waitress's expression had seemed genuinely concerned, not malicious. He took a chance and dialed the number. The waitress answered immediately, her voice low and urgent. "Mr. Blake, I am so sorry to interrupt your evening like this. My name is Riley Cooper. I recognized your date the moment she walked in. How do you know who I am?" Connor asked. "Your picture is on your company website. And I know Vanessa because 6 months ago she tried the same thing with my cousin. He is a venture capitalist in San Francisco." She researched everything about him, created a fake profile on a dating app, pretended to be interested in all his hobbies. They dated for 3 months before my cousin discovered she was gathering information to steal client lists and trade secrets. Connor felt his blood run cold. "How do I know you are telling the truth?" "Because I have screenshots of her real social media profiles that she deleted once she started targeting wealthy men. Because I have police reports from my cousin's case. Because if you check your jacket pocket right now, you will probably find your phone is missing. She took it while you were distracted earlier." Connor's hand flew to his pocket. Empty. His phone was gone. "She is in your contacts right now," Riley continued. "Copying information. Probably taking pictures of sensitive emails and messages. Mr. Blake, please trust me. I am trying to help you." Connor returned to the table, his mind reeling. Vanessa looked up with that perfect smile. "Feeling better?" she asked. "Vanessa, where is my phone?" Her expression flickered, just for a second, before recovering. "Your phone? I have not seen it. Did you lose it?" "It was in my jacket pocket, which has been hanging on the back of my chair all evening, right next to where you are sitting." Vanessa's smile tightened. "Are you accusing me of something?" "Yes," Connor said quietly. "I am." He signaled to the restaurant manager, who appeared with 2 security guards. "This woman stole my phone. I would like it returned, and I would like her escorted out." Vanessa's mask dropped completely. She stood abruptly, pulling Connor's phone from her purse and slamming it on the table. "You are making a huge mistake. I was going to make you very happy." "By stealing from me?" Connor asked. "By giving you what you wanted, a beautiful woman who seemed interested in you. That is all men like you care about anyway." She grabbed her coat. "You will regret this." As security escorted Vanessa out, Connor sat down heavily. The waitress Riley appeared at his table. "I am so sorry," she said. "I know that was awful. But I could not let her do to you what she did to my cousin. He lost clients, had security breaches, spent months dealing with the fallout." Connor looked at this woman who had risked her job to warn a complete stranger. "Why did you help me?" Riley smiled slightly. Because when I saw her walk in with you, I recognized her immediately. And I thought about how devastated my cousin was, how violated he felt. If I could prevent that from happening to someone else, I had to try, even though you do not know me, especially because I do not know you. It made it easier to be objective. She paused. Your dessert is on the house. It is the least we can do after ruining your evening. You did not ruin it, Connor said. You saved it. Please, sit down for a moment. Riley glanced at her manager, who nodded permission. She slid into the seat Vanessa had vacated. Tell me about yourself, Connor said. The real you, a profile designed to impress me. Riley laughed. I am a waitress working my way through graduate school. I am studying cybersecurity because of what happened to my cousin. I wanted to understand how people exploit digital vulnerabilities. I live with 2 roommates and a cat named Pixel. I'm terrible at cooking despite working in a restaurant. And I apparently have terrible timing for delivering bad news. Connor found himself genuinely smiling for the first time all evening. Your timing was perfect, actually. And cybersecurity? That is impressive. What is your focus? They talked for an hour, long after Riley's shift ended. She told him about her research on social engineering and digital fraud. He told her about his company's security challenges. The conversation flowed naturally, without pretense, without performance. This is going to sound crazy, Connor said, as the restaurant prepared to close. But can I take you to dinner? A real dinner, not as a thank you, but because I have enjoyed talking to you more than any date I have been on in years. Riley studied him carefully. Are you sure? I'm not exactly in your social circle. I serve food for a living while studying. I cannot afford places like this as a customer. I do not care about any of that, Connor said honestly. You did something tonight that nobody in my world would do. You risked your job to help a stranger. You were honest when dishonesty would have been easier. Those are the things I care about. Over the following months, Connor and Riley built something real. She showed him a world beyond boardrooms and investments, late-night study sessions, affordable ethnic restaurants, the satisfaction of helping others without expecting anything in return. He supported her graduate research, offering insights from his industry experience, connecting her with mentors. You know, Riley said one evening as they walked through the city, if Vanessa had not been a fraud, we never would have met. True, Connor agreed. But I would have wasted months with someone pretending to be someone they were not. Instead, I found someone who showed me exactly who they were from the first moment: brave, honest, and willing to do the right thing even when it was awkward. 1 year after that disastrous blind date, Connor took Riley back to the same restaurant. The staff seated them at the same table. This is where it started, Connor said, pulling out a small box. This is where you slipped me a note that changed my life. Riley, you were not looking for a wealthy husband or an easy life. You were looking to protect a stranger from making a terrible mistake. That is who you are, someone who does the right thing because it is right, not because it benefits you. He opened the box. Will you marry me? Will you let me spend the rest of my life trying to be as brave and honest as you showed me to be? Through her tears, Riley nodded. Yes, but only if you promise that we will always be honest with each other, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Especially then, I promise, Connor said. At their wedding, the toast was given by Riley's cousin, who had suffered through Vanessa's fraud. A year ago, Riley saved Connor from a con artist. But more than that, she showed him what real integrity looks like. Sometimes the person who warns you about danger becomes the person who shows you what safety feels like. If this story reminded you that honesty matters more than perfection, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about when someone's truth saved you from a mistake.